Why did you put,
Okay,
you put the percentages here?
up on the top.
Percentage and learnings.
Yeah,
Oh, I put the percentage at the top and then in the green line,
So which?
and I didn't put,
percentage?
was I
yeah,
supposed
that's what
to?
you're supposed to do.
Okay, was
Yeah,
I
you
supposed to
did
put
it fine.
percentages here?
You didn't have to, she did, just that she could see kind of the
Is the
differences.
most important.
Oh, okay.
pre-K,
So mine's
pre-K,
LSS.
NT, or one.
Yes, so for you, it's that one.
Again? For small
So I can
group?
see what.
Yes, it'll probably be the same. for
Okay,
you.
so that would make better sense for me, so I'm probably gonna go back in there and put those percentages because I need to know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the thing about the small group. Small group, you can have more than one.
Mhm.
So for Aldo, let's say,
Mhm. IPP and LSS.
yes. Yeah, so you could, well, I would even say FSL for those two kiddos that are still
Oh,
having
right.
problems with it, and LSS for the
The rest.
rest. So those two, cause you don't wanna, you wanna kind of fix those kids that are missing that and have time to do that.
They're wrong or they're ill?
Yes, maybe. For the two of you, because it's PSF and you do have kind of a higher percentage that need that, I would leave it for PSF in small group. Yes. For Wallace, yours
Okay,
is.
wait. So for my whole class, what I decided to do is work on letters. I know
FSL.
the other one's a little bit lower, but it's only 4 of the kids, while the other one is 11 of them.
Yes,
So it makes
I'm
more
okay with
sense
that.
to do it as a whole group, and then have the segmenting one be sometimes whole group, but intense with those 4.
As long as you plan to do something with those 4 kids.
Correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
that would be a small
Okay.
group activity that
Yes.
we would do.
Yep, you could do both, yeah,
And so that's why I didn't put the FSF as a whole class,
yeah.
because it's only 4 of them, even though that puts me below 80%.
As long as you know that those, yeah, it's a little bit different for you guys because you have smaller class sizes.
Mm-hmm.
For,
Because each kid is like 25%.
yeah,
Oh, whatever.
for you,
Like,
I would put FSL
Yeah,
and FSS for small group for those 3 kids that need that
and I
FSS.
have, and those kids, those are the students that are, when working with me.
Okay,
As a
yes,
teacher in the
yes.
classroom, as a certified teacher in the classroom, I
And
work with my intensive students. And I have Mr. Sanchez, he's already working with a small group.
yeah,
It's the strategic group that is pushing forward to go with the benchmark.
Yep. perfect,
And then I also, may note that, the ones that are, 80%, but they're still at the FEP where they're reading the words,
mm-hmm,
give them practice in the small group
which?
to continue with the building
Okay.
fluency. So
okay,
that when they're reading
perfect,
the words, they can
yeah,
go up.
yes, sounds, so all of that is what you'll put in step 4.
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
But, okay, let's do
Okay,
step
yeah.
3 first.
Okay.
So giving that to, whatever
I should've
you
recorded
picked up
this.
above is what you're going to pick for the menu of tier 1 supports. So
Okay.
if you picked PSF, you're gonna check, are you doing the phoneme blending? Are you doing the phoneme segmentation? And you have an additional checkbox for anything else you want to add in for routines. And so you'll need to check them, say, yep, that's what I'm going to do. If you're looking at,
So if you're.
well, and you can add in more if you want to. So if you are doing, like, for Wallace, you wanna do the FSL and the FSS? So you'll check both of
For the
those.
small groups.
Yeah.
Still doing the FSF sometimes for the whole group,
Yes.
but not
Mhm.
as consistently. Blending?
No,
I mean, probably people that are still students.
yeah, I don't think it's multi-syllable. Do you get to it at the end of it?
No, like more than 3 syllables? Or it'd be CBC,
Yeah, well,
what
all
would it
grades
be?
you do like
CBB,
I can get them.
You like
CBC,
level.
I don't think you guys get to it in kinder, no.
unless you really had a
I guess advanced kid that,
advanced, yeah.
yeah.
And then
What,
you-
what do I do with my student that I just
you
got?
know,
Do I add her to the list?
Charles?
I, no.
Yeah.
But do I add her to the list?
No, because it's not, she
There's no
didn't have.
scores,
to-
right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Except
Yeah.
for
Okay.
essential stuff.
So,
But we can still add her to the
To
group,
the group,
to this group here.
yeah.
Then in step 4 is the kind of the important part. This is where you're writing down all of those things that you are doing. And because we've already because Dibbles was, 2 months ago, it's already stuff that you're already doing. So for this one, you're gonna write down what you're already doing and the changes that you made. This will probably be the form that we do every time we do Dibbles benchmark now, to help kind of differentiate kids and break them apart. So for the next time, what will happen is, you will get this form and you'll say what you plan to do and what changes will be in the bottom section. But because we've already kind of done it for 2 months, for this one, step 4 is where you're telling us what changes you made and how you're doing it in as much detail as possible.
Okay.
So that
And
top
we
one
can
where it
sit
says
together,
which students need
Since we're
support,
both
we're
working
gonna
with the
list
groups,
all the
we
students.
can sit
So
together.
you're gonna
and tell
take
them
that
what
list from up
to do.
above and cut and paste them.
How
Mhm.
detailed do you guys want us to be with this?
Well, your admin will be looking at it, I believe. This is what they're gonna, I think, look at every time after a Dibbles benchmark.
Okay.
So be as detailed as you possibly can is what I would
Okay.
suggest.
So we can say like, for example, with Juan, Kate, and Kaylee, today I work with them, or in our small groups for the,
For this,
for this
Yes.
6 weeks, we
Oh,
have
this
been
is in
working
Spanish,
on
shoot.
sounds with using the phonetic
Yes.
sounds, the phonetic cards, the sound
Oh,
syllable
here's
cards, the
yours.
sound cards, whatever it is
And
that we're using,
understand.
right?
Yes.
We're using whiteboards, we're using all of that. So
So-
everything that we're using.
yes, but you do not
Type
have to
in
make this last
MOY.
forever.
Okay.
Like, be as descriptive as you can, but this is not like, I wouldn't spend a whole bunch of time on it. Whatever you need to help plan, because we all know that as, like, we talk about Dibbles a lot and we talk about how we're making changes, and then you guys go back to a whole class
Type K.
of, in my opinion, monkeys. And you guys go back to a whole class of monkeys and
Bonito,
That's
bonito.
not an opinion, that is a fact.
And then-
Look up kindergarten in the
you
dictionary.
see, and maybe the things that we talked about slips your mind, or you're like, yeah, that's a great idea, I'm gonna do that, but you don't write it down, so then it doesn't happen because you have a class of monkeys that you are dealing with.
Type this.
So we're just trying to make it a little bit more streamlined of let's write down what we're doing, so that whenever you're thinking about planning, you have it written down. You're more likely to do it if it is written down somewhere.
I feel like mine is already changed, but like some of the kids that I have listed on there, they've already like mastered that
Probably.
skill.
Yes.
So it's, do
So
I just
you-
go back to whatever?
You could do it to make it worth kind of doing right now. What you can do is you can say, we tried this, but this is what I did. And that very last
And they
question,
have mastered it, you can,
Yes.
you can even put on it, they have
Yeah.
mastered
Tyler, I
it,
feel
so
like
now
you need
we
to benchmark
moved on
Yeah.
to the next.
this is what I did. These students mastered it. Here's what I'm doing next.
You
Mhm.
could not blend, to save his life, you could not blend, and now he can blend.
Yes.
I have quite a few that were like,
It's not going.
You wanna
And
teach
so-
Kaylee?
It's going down.
I take Melody,
Yes.
Because they probably.
Oh, he's
So-
already taught.
Translated it and didn't look.
So
Kaylee,
yes.
okay.
You won't talk.
can you understand her?
Yeah.
If she can make the sounds, I will understand her.
I tried
She
to.
won't.
It's hard.
She said, all I understand, teacher G, teacher G. I was just teacher, now I'm teacher G, so.
She
Good
we're
job.
moving up.
There you go.
Backpack pretty clearly.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's wrong with her?
She hasn't had
She's
enough
sick.
Bible.
Let's see, she knows how to write her name, that's all she can do. How do you get them to count
Why
past
are you
10?
eating Listerine?
Can't.
Eating.
Why are you drinking Listerine?
I like Listerine, I drink it all the time.
Oh.
They gave me a strong Listerine, they said if I drink some of it, I could die.
And you drink it?
No, it was when I got the screw, cause it disinfects very well.
Yeah.
It was potent supposedly. And then I went to the doctor, don't worry about it. Okay.
So you're gonna go home and drink it.
I already rinsed my mouth for 20 days.
And he's still here.
Wait till you.
I think one of the boxes here is translated incorrectly.
Which box?
The first one for FSF in the menu. Because it's not segmenting letters and phonemes, it's segmenting syllables on that test.
Is that where my
Well,
cursor is?
that's where you were asking where
That
the
says
names, right?
phonemes,
Yeah, so.
but they segment syllables.
Well, the person that I think translated this was not a YSD employee. I think it was that leading educators group.
Okay.
There's my Facebook.
But
You
yeah, in
can
the.
feel
in
free
the-
to change that.
In the test, when they're,
If you
it's
wanna add
not,
your names like that.
they're
right?
not going
Oh, okay, okay.
with
Yeah,
a table. They're not going like, they're
We
going
just did that on our own.
A.
We
Yeah.
don't have to.
So it's syllables, not
Not
phonemes,
phonemes.
which is just a difference of English and
No.
Spanish.
Yeah.
Cause I looked at that
So
and I'm like,
list-
segmenting.
list-
Pero that we already have that fluidez en los sonidos de las
Yeah.
sílabas, is already down the bottom. Esta segmentación de las letras is just to see la conciencia if they understand the sound that goes that correlates with the letter.
No, cause that's the
I can't
sonidos de
handle it
las
when you put in and
letras.
out of English, cause then I'm like,
So,
by the
but
time I
Myra,
realize they're
that's
speaking English, I don't
the.
You tuned out, oh, English.
I have a question
Yes.
regarding Unit 7 progress
I'm
monitor.
gonna go look.
Okay,
Do you have it?
Yes.
Or do I need to print them off?
no, I have it, why do you not have it?
You haven't given it to me. You gave me a box of 5 and 6.
So voy a preguntarle
What
a
she's
Eric.
saying
Oh,
is,
no, you should
we're
have them.
segmenting syllables.
You
And
don't.
phoneme is the smallest unit
Unless
sound,
Jenny
It's a sound.
which is
But I don't have
letters.
them in our test tomorrow.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you have
So what are
unit
they,
7?
is that just the letter
Progress monitor.
identification?
So if they're not able to give, if they're not able
You gave
to,
me the box for 5
to
and 6.
read the syllabus,
thought
they
that
can give
had
you the
like
sound,
5
so
through
we're still
8.
teaching them
Or
that,
5 through 10.
esa fluidez.
But then what's different
You
then,
should
still
give me the
Probably
letter
print
sounds.
them off
Okay.
if you.
It's
want
audio.
to
Letter
print them
sound
anytime
categories?
soon.
Es que
Okay.
cuando estás haciendo la
And if
segmentación
you-
de las fonemas, it's words,
I thought
their
we got them
syllabus
all. So
together.
So
So they
if
can
you want
go
printing
mesa,
off the rest of them,
X,
let me know and I can print them.
Or they can do
Yeah.
mesa, or they can do
Send me what,
mesa, or
like
they
where to
can,
start.
it's
and
just to
how
see if
many
they can
each,
identify
and
the
I can do it
sound
from here on
in
out.
those
Yeah.
words, or in the syllabus.
FSS is the one you're talking about, right?
Fluidez en la
That's what I'm
segmentación de las letras.
No, but it's not, it's syllables.
But doesn't it mean
FSS.
syllables,
No,
FSS?
look.
No, porque es la de abajo, sonidos, la
De
fluidez de los
sílabas.
sonidos de
Oh, I'm
sílabas.
the wrong one.
Ujú.
FSF.
They just screwed up by just putting letras.
FSF is segmenting syllables, it's not letters. Look,
Yeah, that is
FSF,
true.
nube, piso.
Entonces, ¿por qué, why
It's
do
not
we
supposed to
have,
say letras, that's it, it's not supposed to say
LSS,
letras.
if it's the same thing?
Because it's
Those two
not.
aren't the same thing.
Fluidez en los sonidos de las sílabas y la segmentación de las letras.
What is-
LSS is where they have the syllables and they go ko, ga, or me. It just has rant syllables. So look, LSS, let me pick one, show you what that one looks like, it's this, they read syllables.
Yes.
That's
es que no es-
LSS,
That's
right?
LSS.
That's
The other
LSS.
one is segmenting, you say honesto, and they go honesto.
That's
Mesa,
syllables.
mesa.
That's syllables.
See the
Uh-huh.
sounds.
Yeah, it's not letter sounds,
No, they just messed up in that word. That's
Yeah.
it.
Letters,
That's what
it
I'm
should be
saying.
syllabas, then.
that's what I said.
Yeah,
can just
and you
fix
guys
it.
can change that on your
Segmentación de las
thing.
sílabas.
Because
Segmentación
the
de.
decoding, the LSF, it's not segmenting.
If
Yeah.
you look at
Reading
FSS and
syllables.
Dibbles, it says segmentación de sílabas, right?
In English, it's phoneme segmentation, so they would go,
Antes hacíamos segmentación de fonemas. Antes sí lo hacíamos, les decíamos, dame los sonidos que escuchas en la palabra mesa. Es a.
they don't,
Y antes, and before they would get points, because they would go mesa,
Yeah.
or they would get 2 points si decían la sílaba, or they would get 4 points si decían solo sonidos.
but they don't, that doesn't
But they're not
happen
doing that
anymore.
right now. No, porque lo cambiaron.
Some of that happens in the letter reading, they can make notes, not the letter reading, the word reading. They can make notes, did they
There's
read the
a-
whole word, did they sound
There's
it
a check
out?
mark.
Yeah, there's check marks in there.
Or even in the Devil's Progress monitoring books, they had that. If they read the whole word, you mark it down. If they just read syllabus, or they read,
Yeah,
or they did the sounds, you would be able to mark it down on there.
yeah. But I think the new book, it's by the word.
By la sílaba. Ujú.
It's where,
La segmentación de fluidez en sílabas.
which one?
La primera, fluidez en la segmentación de sílabas. Where
Right,
you give them the word and they give you
That
the
has
syllable.
the 3 check marks?
They use, so,
it's in this one where they read words.
Oh,
You
okay,
can say, did they read it, the sounds, did
Yes.
they say the syllables, or did they just say
Okay.
the word?
okay.
It's in that one.
Okay, but ultimately, so go ahead and change that on the Spanish ones, cause I don't think the people
I did
that
it, I changed
translated
it on
it
mine.
were the same people.
Fluidez en la segmentación de sílabas.
Myra,
Monday.
you have to fill in your small group section.
How will you increase your
¿Y
time?
qué voy a poner aquí?
Dang.
You're doing the
We
FSS
can't
and
increase
FSL.
time,
No, FSL and
Unless
LSS.
we decrease something.
No, I was right the first time. You're doing FSL for most of them, and for those 3 kids, you're doing LSS.
Well, I'm wondering if it's something like, 5 minutes of every small group will be.
I know,
We
but
can
I'm-
add
Oh,
the new-
do-
I'm sorry, we can
no.
add the new
Okay,
students.
yes.
Something like that.
I'm like, no, I swear, I can count to 3. That's pretty solid on that one. But step 4 is where you're doing your planning. And because we already did dibbles, you're telling me what you have already changed.
So for my kids, am I putting them here or there?
To the right. Yeah.
To the right, to the right. 5 minutes will be,
And then you said I can incorporate like, hey, I've been doing this,
Yep.
this student that was struggling with this has now.
Yep.
Okay, so
Yep,
that,
yep,
look at mine again,
When do we
right
do a
like
test
that?
again? After spring break?
May.
When do we, May.
May.
The next question, real quick before I get to yours, is are you progress monitoring dibbles?
Like, us
Mr.
personally.
Mr. Rojas is doing my intensive for kids tomorrow.
we
Okay.
have to, we need to.
Yeah, he hasn't been in my classroom.
Are you guys progress
Us
monitoring?
personally
Yes.
or as a class?
You personally.
I'm trying to do each kid at least once a month.
Oh, progress
Right.
monitoring,
Yeah.
which one?
Versus-
Okay, not wonders. Wonders you're doing
Weekly.
weekly, right?
Yes, not that one, okay.
Dibbles,
M
No.
plus.
you should do it at least once a month with
Yeah.
all of your kids,
But yeah, I
where
know that.
you are physically hearing them.
Mm.
Because,
Gyra does it.
yes, but I don't know what next year looks like, and you wanna have as much experience on dibbles. She was like, what is that? You wanna have as much experience while you have somebody in the classroom
That's
that
true.
has more experience, so you want that time to practice.
So I guess tomorrow you're teaching,
She'll teach me.
you're teaching, and I'll
She
do
can.
part of
I,
my.
well, cause we only did it that time with me and Sarah.
No,
And I've
He
only
cannot call
done
in
it
sick.
once with Hendon.
Yes.
and
He
I'm
cannot
not
call
too-
in sick. He's teaching
No.
tomorrow, so I can do part of my free. Yeah.
No, that's dibbles time, you don't get to call in sick, nobody does.
After Davis, I can call.
Yeah, after dibbles, from now until dibbles, I'm sorry. Suck it up, buttercup. So I would, and what I would do the first 2 times is have your para just sit next to you. So that they can listen to the kid, they can watch what you're doing, they can make a note if there is an issue, and before you finalize anything, after the timer runs out, they can be like, well, let's talk
Or when they
about
don't make
blah, blah,
a
blah, blah, blah.
noise. Okay.
And then one thing I learned is the first few times you do it, make sure you know when you're looking at your reports, because they're probably not gonna have as good of scores, and you can be like, oh yeah, that's the time I did it, so that could be contributing.
Yes.
Just so you have it in your mind and you're not like, they got 30, 35. Oh yeah, that's the time I was doing it and I made all those mistakes.
And here's the other thing.
And you can kind of,
The progress monitoring, if you make like huge mistakes like that, you're like, aw, man. You can invalidate that, give it a day, and retest the kid in that same one.
and sometimes I found it's because I was just going too slow, because I was
Yeah.
like, okay, what do I do next?
Yeah,
You know, it takes some practice.
that you were going too slow, I go too slow, and I'm like, I don't, sure, I'm sure they said it, let's just move it on. All of a sudden, their score skyrockets.
Whoa, you did that much, Kaylee?
I'm like, I'm sure they did, I don't know, that's what I'm
0.1.
Okay, so any questions about this? Just so you know, yes, question?
We just have to finish this up, right?
Yep, you're finishing up that section 4, and this is kind of a trial run. This is your practice document. You may, when Tori decides and Michelle decide to look at it, they may just check base with you about something. So that in the spring, you kind of have an understanding of how to fill it out, because we will be filling it out for your next one.
My question is, how do I help, my Kaylee, who has zeros all the way across because she just does not,
Nonverbal.
She's a select mute, yeah.
She's
she's
nonverbal.
not,
She loves to laugh.
But that's why she has specially designed instruction, so essentially, what you have to do is go off of what her IEP goals are, and that's what you're building. And you would be working closely with Marla and or Anna, whoever's delivering her instruction to get more.
or, Rosa.
But remember,
Or
right now,
Micaela.
because she is a select mute, we don't know what she can do cognitively, and so you're still presenting her with grade level material,
Mhm,
and then
yeah.
you're making those accommodations, but you're really working with the verbal,
Because
like
she-
the expressive part is based off of her IEP.
Yeah, because she does follow directions, she does go and work at her table, she's doing what.
Yeah, cause
She just-
cause
yeah.
she's processing it, but yeah. It's a complicated situation, so those
And-
types of situations, you're going to
Yeah.
make those
Yes.
professional best judgments. You cannot just say, I'm not doing anything with her,
No.
you can't do that,
Mm-mm.
but, so I would encourage you just to go off of her IEP goals, and I would ask Marla, like, what are you doing to prompt her to even just respond to you?
Because I have talked to, Anna, cause Anna's the one that works with her,
Mhm,
can,
mhm. And mom,
Nothing,
you
yeah.
don't get a straight story, cause mom
No.
says she speaks at home.
well, mom told me that the other time that she didn't come to school because she had a sore throat. I'm like,
She's been talking a lot.
and mom just told me, mom told us, right, Mr. Sanchez, we were both outside, and I asked her, I said, you know, I'm concerned because she's not expressing it, how is she doing at home, and she talked, mom said that,
Yeah, which I
Yeah.
have heard that is not uncommon with select mutes.
mhm,
Like they will speak in environments that they're super close.
well,
Like
she
there's
said,
already relationships with, which obviously would be mom.
mhm,
Um,
and mom said that she's choosing not to speak to her like apparently she used to speak to her.
But maybe she just.
And even her husband doesn't, so I didn't know that her husband was also
Selective mute?
selective.
Yeah.
What?
Mhm, I
How
didn't
does
know
it
that,
talk? Well, maybe
until
it's
she
wife.
told me,
Dad is?
that is, mhm, that's when she told, that's when I'm
Like
like,
a month ago.
Okay.
Mhm.
Does Marla know that?
I think so, cause, we had a meeting, Kaylee with Esqueda,
Oh, okay.
My mom
Yeah.
also told me dad was autistic too.
Oh, really?
see, so I don't understand.
I don't know, mom's kind of all over the
And she
place.
told us she was gonna get evaluated and told her it would take about 9 months. And I'm like,
Best case scenario.
yeah, so we don't, so, yeah.
Okay, well, anyways, that's a special circumstance.
And I'm still doing the assessments with her and I'm making notes and I'm writing notes and everything else. And I'm also keeping, work that she completes in the classroom, to show that she's capable, she's, producing the work because she's just not, yeah. she's
Will
just
she
not-
point?
If I say, okay, let's go, and she'll go with me and she'll point. But I'm like helping her, I'm assisting her a lot.
That's probably where she learned it from, that was like, no?
Mhm.
She doesn't even do that.
How does she tell you she has to go to the bathroom?
She doesn't.
She doesn't.
Did she
I'll send it-
go?
I'll send it to the restroom, but she won't go.
Does
She's on-
she
she's in the
doesn't
pool.
use any signs?
She's in the pull-up. I still have that big bag
Is
of
she
pull-ups
still
in
having
there.
accidents?
That's weird.
But she laughs and she has fun and she's
Yeah,
coming out of herself. I mean, she's
She's
having fun in the classroom, you know.
Not
You
even
said
use the restroom
she-
throughout the whole day?
Nope.
No.
She doesn't use it. You said she'll point at pictures.
Mhm.
Do you have like maybe some pictures she could point at, like a sign that says bathroom or
Basic
other
needs, yeah.
things? And she
And
would
I've taught
then
her
point-
sign language signs
She
as
use
well. She won't go to the restroom.
them?
Mhm.
She's,
I'll send her, go get a drink of water, go get some water,
Mhm.
and she'll go, but she won't go to the restroom.
is she,
Even if I have her buddy with somebody, she
wonder
won't
if
go to the
she's
restroom.
scared of sometimes kids are scared of the loud toilet.
It's very
Being
loud,
in
it
there by
is me too.
themselves.
And it flushes a long time. Probably a good thing to get whatever's in there, but.
But still, they sometimes I think they
You
are
didn't
worried.
flush well, do it again.
I think sometimes they're worried they're gonna get sucked away.
Mhm.
I worry about
Do
Yes,
that,
sir.
do that, and I'm an adult.
The PBIS, we went over the bath, there was a flood, someone had diarrhea.
Again.
It was again, like it happened, it's pretty common, I imagine. But,
Oh.
I didn't know that, so I took the.
Sorry, no,
boys
she did some
to
kinder a lot of years.
To look at the toilet, but I didn't know there was diarrhea in there, one kid was about to throw up, and I was like, oh, what's going on?
I'm so glad that you did the boys and I did the girls bathroom.
But that water pipe just spits at you.
It does,
It
yeah.